Hello and welcome back to Rolling Solo and the final level 3 battle from our Masmorra Dungeons of Arcadia Alliance mode or game mode. And we are currently sitting right next to Malphas, and we've gotten all the way down to the dungeon, and we are hoping to take him out cleanly without being wounded or knocked out ourselves. Algus is halfway down, Luke is full health, and time-wise we've got we're doing pretty good. We've still got, it looks like, 9 more rounds to go. So starting into this next turn, we're going to be starting with Luke, and Luke again has his Watch It Plate ability, which is such a nice bonus for him, giving him an extra dice for absolutely free. So he's got all these dice at his disposal. We're also going to flip over Algus's step token so it's ready for next time. And the first thing that happens now that we're in this level 3 throne room area is before we flip the evil card, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Malphas. He's going to do some attacks, and what he's going to do is what was explained in the previous video. He's going to roll 2 dice. The first one's going to determine what type of monster shows up in this room, and it is a step. Step dictates it is a minor monster. So we're going to go reach into the bag here. And we got ourselves, I think that is a Demoness. I believe I've fought one of them before. Yes. Oh, maybe not. It's actually a Demon Captain. Demon Captain has a quick stab ability and performs her attack even if she's killed by range attack. So she's kind of a pain. She's going to hit us back, whether we like it or not, but at least she's in that back corner for now. Now Malphas is going to use his, what's called a Grimbolt attack, and he's going to attack all the room. Well, it's going to potentially attack certain rooms in this major or this level 3 dungeon throne room, dependent on where I roll this dice. It is a bow. Who is getting hit? It looks like Algus is getting hit this time, and Luke, the bow doesn't match either of these symbols, but it does match a symbol in the center tile, so Algus is going to get hit. So he's down to 2. That's the attacks coming from our head boss. And now we're going to pull an evil card to see what other terrible things are going to happen. Deadly Aura. Again, if any hero ends his turn in the same room, each hero takes 2 wounds. So this causes a problem because it's Luke's turn. He needs to go into that room, but he knows he can't stay there because, well, he shouldn't stay there because he's going to take some wounds if he does. So with that in mind, Luke is going to, first off, he's going to burn his free step token to get himself to run into this room with the gargoyle. And from a previous round, we played the gargoyle and we realized that the only damage that can hit it is magic because he's elemental. So when we roll for Luke at this moment, we're really hoping to get some magic dice. We didn't get a single one. Insane. Now, we do have, wow, we didn't get a single magic in all of that. So what Luke really needs is he needs to keep his movement because we know that he needs to get out of that square by the end of it. But as for the rest, I'm completely happy re-rolling all of it. Okay, a little bit too much movement there for Luke, and this is kind of where you can get in trouble with re-rolling dice and hoping for the best. I got too much movement, way too much movement, and really weak on the attack side of things. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to go ahead and fight this gargoyle, which we will do. Take a look at Luke's ability, or Luke's cards here. He's got a magic ability here. He's got Epiphany, which gives him extra XP, but is kind of useless in this alliance mode at this point, because he's maxed out, and he's got Ambush, which gives him kind of a quick kill, which might be useful later on, not so much right now. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this gargoyle. As we learned, magic is the only thing that does damage to it. So you know what? You take a look over here and you go, Sparkle, play during your turn, 2 magic. So we can go ahead and use Sparkle to give ourselves 2 magic, and those 2 magic can be used to take out cleanly this gargoyle. Now it doesn't prevent his payback reaction, so I'm assuming that that still dings Luke. I don't see anything in the rules otherwise that state that it doesn't. Luke is going to go up 1 XP for killing that, and but that gargoyle is in essence dead, and he's going to take actually the last treasure card we have available, Chain Heal, for killing that monster. He's got some. Now, if you go back to his other abilities, or to his other dice that he rolled, because as of right now he hasn't used any of it, he's just got a lot of movement, like an outrageous amount of movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Luke, now actually this could work out really well, because we have, what's here is a dark hole or pit, and in the rulebook it states if you want to boot this cultist into the dark pit, you actually can do that. And if I take a look here, it's called the Bottomless Pit. It says a hero in the room with the pit, the room in the top right corner, can automatically defeat any minor monster by spending 1 movement, or 1 die with movement, sorry, or a major monster by spending 2. Well, this guy's minor, so Luke is just going to simply dock this dice in order to move into this room. He's with the cultist. The cultist has been pissing him off, and he's going to go ahead, he's going to dock this movement, and he's going to boot the cultist into the middle of nowhere. Now, it does say it automatically defeats. So when I say when I think automatically defeat, in my opinion, that means no payback reaction, automatic 1 XP. There you go. So Luke's already made it to the other side and knocked that guy out. Insane when you think about it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dock another movement. He's going to go 1 and 2. So now he's in another room with a cultist, but he's going to have to fight them. Well, guess what? That's really not that hard for Luke, because Luke's got some dice here to use. So, well, what is he going to do? I don't know. Maybe use his shield and his sword to generate himself. Even his natural or regular ability is a shield and a sword, for 2 swords and a shield, or even the luck favors the bold. So we're going to go with that, because that's actually even cheaper, and it guarantees him 1 shield. So we'll keep that shield die back. So we've got 2 melee hits against a cultist with 2 melee hits. Now, one thing that this guy does is he steals potion dice, but Luke doesn't have any potion dice, so in either count, no potions were lost. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to hit the cultist for 2 damage. The cultist is not going to like that, and he's going to hit back for 2, but Luke's generated 1 shield with his luck favors the bold, and I'm also going to dock this 1 shield to block the other point of damage. So now we've effectively taken this cultist and fired him out the door. Luke moves up again. Seems unstoppable at this point. And in terms of a treasure card, he could pick one. At this point in time, I'll do a quick cutting of the deck, because I have to reshuffle essentially. And we'll reusing the discard pile. And he will gain Greater Heal. So we'll put that over here under his cards. Now he's in a room with 2 chests. A bow to break that one open, and a sword to break this one open. Well, now he's kind of running out of options. So at this point, he can use his foot dice to give himself a sword and some coins. So why don't we do that? We'll dock 1 foot over here. We don't really need the sword right now, but we'll surely take the 3 coins. So we'll pay the 3 coins, plus 2 coins in his inventory is 5, which is enough to buy another Alliance treasure card. Now he's got some magic at his disposal. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually take this last die, which we didn't need to use at all, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to dock it so that we can cash it in for an extra coin. And at this point, we've got it pretty much sorted out. he's got that whole room figured out. So now what we're gonna do is we need to finish off the round. So that includes movement. So we're gonna have to move this monster from Malefic's throne area into the center. And now what happens also is this cultist, because it's the end of Luke's turn, or not really just because it's the end of Luke's turn, actually because there's only one cultist left, this cultist actually just goes away in general, and automatically we have to place the Dark Watcher, I believe his name is, and he sits right in the middle. And now we've got two monsters to contend with in the center. So, but the room is generally open at this point. So, doing pretty good. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and look and say, you know what, did either hero or did Luke end his turn in the same square as Algus? No, he didn't. So this treasure card doesn't apply. Or sorry, treasure card. This evil card doesn't apply. It can be discarded. We can tick the counter up to go closer to 21 because Malefic's powers are getting stronger. And now we are essentially done Luke's turn. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to be moving over to Algus next. Now, one other thing I just realized is if I look over here, it says Divine Heal. Play during your turn. Fully heal a hero in your room or adjacent to your hero. So what Luke's going to do on his last, before he finishes his turn, is he's going to play this card, which is going to allow Algus to completely heal all the way to 6, which gives him a better shot at potentially taking down these two monsters. And that's essentially the end of Luke's turn. So at this point, we steal back the dice. The step token's revived, and the watch it played dice stays with Luke. We get all these black dice back. They all sit over here, and we begin a new turn. And we begin a new turn again with Maleficus getting very angry that we're destroying his minions and cultists, and he's decided to spawn something new. And he has spawned another minor monster. We're actually getting quite lucky with the fact he hasn't pulled any majors yet, because majors can really slow you down. So we got ourselves a skeleton spawned in there. Not too bad. Now we're going to spawn for the Grimbolts to see where he's firing his lightning. He shot magic, and guess what? He missed us completely. It ended up hitting here and even in his own square, but nowhere else. So we're completely fine. And next, we're going to go and check the evil card to see what Maleficus has in store. Amnesia. The first time the active hero uses each of their abilities this turn, any player must pay 1 additional gold. The first time the active hero uses each of their abilities this turn, any player must play. Okay, so basically anytime we use an ability, we're going to have to pay a gold, essentially, on top of whatever other cost is associated with it. And so we've got Algus here. He knows he's in this room with two fairly nasty individuals, and one of them is a demon captain who's going to automatically perform her ranged attack, even if she's killed by ranged attacks. And then the Dark Watcher, if I remember correctly, his ability is the heroes can't use any abilities while in a room with a Dark Watcher. That's not good. So that means Algus can't use any of these abilities that he's leveled up and acquired yet. But it doesn't say they can't use treasure cards. So we'll see what we can do. So in order to kill these guys, I'm going to have to generate quite a bit of damage because they are actually fairly strong at 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. So maybe there's something in here that allows me to remove or clear the room. So how about this? Remove all monsters from a single room. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play Mind Control, and we're just going to dismiss the fact that these monsters are even here. They're not too impressed with that. So we throw those away, and just like that, Algus has completely cleared the center tile. He's going to use his step token to move into the room with Maleficent and the skeleton. And this is where things are going to get interesting. Because he's going to go ahead and he's going to roll his dice and hope for some serious damage. Now, in terms of Maleficent and what he can do, the skeleton, let's take a look at the player boards here. The skeleton, if we remember from before, he's immune to damage from bow symbols, but magic can be used as range attacks against him. So we're going to go ahead and, or not magic, I always call it magic. It's actually potions. I'm going to keep this potion because that could hit him for 1. And then in terms of going after Maleficent, on his blue side, he's a 2/2 character. And his card says, blue side, Dark Ritual, summons a major monster at the start of combat, shoots lightning bolts in the dungeon. Well, that's not good. So he's just going to go ahead and shoot more lightning bolts at us on top of spawning another major monster. So we're going to have to roll a dice. So we'll just grab one of these white dice and we're going to roll it to find out where he's going to shoot his lightning bolts in the dungeon. We got a shield. That's going to hit that actually hits Algus and it hits Luke. So both of them take a hit from Maleficent, and that's pretty harsh. Just from the start of combat alone, that's pretty insane. And now, what else is he gonna do? He's gonna summon a major monster because you know what? It wasn't bad enough that he hit us in the dungeon. He's gonna continue to just. Oh, look what happened to show up. I guess the Dark Watcher didn't really want to leave in the first place. And right away, we've got some serious problems because we cannot use Algus's special abilities anymore because of that Dark Watcher. So, again, what we're going to do is we're going to keep this to kill the skeleton off. In order to kill the Watcher, we need 4 damage. We have enough magic to generate bows. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the video here, and I'm going to come back in the next episode as we try to clean up Maleficent's throne room and take him down in the final fight. So hopefully you've enjoyed it so far, and come back for maybe what could be the final episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.